The 19th of June, urgent. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate has been hiding something since last week. Heaven says open this now. My child, don't skip this. Heaven moved the stars so you would find this message right now. You didn't stumble here by accident. This is a divine interruption. Something has been hidden from you, but not from the eyes of heaven. Breathe. Still your spirit. Archangel Michael stands beside me as I speak to you now. And he is already drawing his sword, not in violence, but in light, to sever the veil that has kept your heart from seeing the truth. My beloved, since the 19th of June, something shifted. A silence entered your life where words once danced. You felt it, didn't you? That cold drift in the warmth you trusted? A gaze that lingers too long or avoids you altogether. A touch that trembles, not with love, but with restraint. They are hiding something. But this message is not about blame. It is about awakening. It is about the light I'm placing in your hands now. Because your soulmate, the one heaven knows by name, has buried something inside their spirit. A truth they fear will fracture yours. But what they don't see is that truth is the only healer. Keep reading. Don't turn away. Your soul has waited for this moment across lifetimes. Even in your dreams last week, I sent glimpses. A shadow standing in the corner of a glowing room. A voice calling your name from far away. That wasn't imagination. That was me. That was Michael, calling you back into clarity. Child, I need you to listen with your heart wide open. This is not a punishment. This is a revelation. Your soulmate's silence is not meant to break you. It is meant to wake you. You carry ancient wisdom in your veins. You are not here to be deceived. You are here to love through light, to see without eyes, to feel what others hide. And right now, I ask you to remember. Have you felt an ache in your chest at night? Have your dreams been haunted by unknown feelings? Have your instincts whispered, something is not being said? That is not paranoia. That is prophecy. Michael whispers now. He says, tell them the time has come. Tell them heaven has uncovered the sealed scroll. Tell them what has been hidden will not stay hidden, not out of cruelty, but out of love. For the truth sets the soul free, and love cannot breathe in chains. So I send this to you wrapped in mercy, tied with divine urgency, not to cause fear, but to lift the fog. My child, the person you love has been holding back a part of themselves, a part they believe would make you leave if it were revealed. But you are not as fragile as they fear. You are not as blind as they hope. You are powerful, perceptive, eternal. And this week, I will begin to reveal what your spirit already knows. Through signs, through sudden conversations, through dreams that feel like memories, through the words that slip from their lips when they think you're not watching. Stay awake. Don't dismiss the little things. The way they speak your name, the way they answer questions sideways. Heaven is turning the pages. One by one, Michael stands beside you now. His wings stretch over your path. He says, they were never meant to break you. But they cannot heal you while they're hiding. You are not alone. And you are not powerless. You are the child of light. And now the light has come to call. My child, don't scroll away. Heaven is holding your heartbeat in its hands right now. You are meant to hear this right now, in this exact moment. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine disclosure. I see you. I see how you've been trying to ignore the whisper inside. That soft tremble in your chest when they speak just a little too carefully. That flicker in their eyes when you ask, are you okay? And they answer, I'm fine. But the tone of their soul does not match the words from their mouth. My beloved, there are secrets in their silence. And not all secrets are betrayals. But even unspoken pain, when hidden too long, begins to grow heavy. And your spirit, it's carrying weight that isn't yours. Archangel Michael's voice thunders now not in rage, but in holy urgency. He says, truth delayed is love delayed. And time is thinning. the one you call your soulmate, the one your soul recognized before your eyes ever did. They've been carrying something since the week of the 19th of June. It began as a decision, then became a delay, and now it teeters on the edge of revelation. You may not know what it is yet, but your heart already feels its gravity, because divine bonds cannot be hidden for long under masks. Love sees through skin, through stories, through hesitation, and the love you hold, it's holy, it's watching. Keep reading, child. Do not turn away when truth knocks on the door of your peace. You were not created for confusion. You were created for clarity. Now listen, this is where the mystery deepens. Do you remember the moment last week when your phone buzzed and nothing was there? Do you recall the dream where someone said, "Open the letter, but you woke too fast"? Have you noticed birds flying unusually near, or lights flickering when you're in thought? These are not tricks. These are signs. Michael's hand has touched the wind around you. He is whispering into time itself. He is placing breadcrumbs of light upon your path, because heaven never leaves its chosen ones to wander blind. You must not shrink away from what you feel rising within. You are not going mad. You are waking up. The veil is lifting layer by gentle layer, and what comes next will require strength, but I have already woven that strength into your bones. The one you love is scared, not of you, but of how you will look at them when the veil drops. They carry shame where there should be healing. They carry fear where there should be union. And you, child, you carry the light that can cleanse it if you choose. But first, you must be willing to see, not just what you hoped for, but what is. The truth may ache at first, but it does not destroy. It clears. It carves, it heals, and the ache of knowing is still holier than the peace of pretending. So prepare yourself, because within the next 3 days, there will be an opening a crack in their composure. Watch for it. A message half written, a confession that trails off, a tear held too long. That is the moment to hold steady, to listen, not react, to feel, not flee. Michael says this clearly now. This is not the end of love. It is the beginning of love reborn. You will not lose what is real, but what is false must fall. Only then can the truth stand tall in your union. Stay with me, my child. Don't walk away now. My beloved child, this moment is sacred. Heaven waits in stillness for your soul to receive what is about to unfold. Don't rush. Don't look away. The next words are not just meant for your ears, they're meant for your heart's awakening. You have felt it, haven't you? That strange disconnection? Like your soulmate is standing beside you yet 1,000 miles away. You share smiles, but something sacred behind their eyes is hidden, protected, afraid. Since the week of the 19th of June, they have been withholding a truth, not out of cruelty, but out of confusion and fear. Michael leans in close now. His voice no longer thundereth his whisper. He says, they are not hiding to deceive. They are hiding because they think their wound will wound you. But listen to me. Wounds don't ruin divine love. It's secrecy that slowly eats the edges of trust. You are meant to feel this discomfort now because you are nearing the revelation your soul requested long before time was written. Yes. You asked for truth in this lifetime. You asked for a love that does not lie. You asked to see with spiritual sight, not just earthly affection. And so now, I answer. Your soulmate is holding something deep, a decision they made, a contact they kept, a truth they considered too heavy for you to carry. They thought hiding it would protect your love, but what they didn't understand is that your love isn't made of glass. It's made of fire and eternity. You are not fragile, my child. You are forged from stardust and sacred light. You can hold truths. You can face shadows. And you can bring healing into places that once knew only fear. But I must prepare you. Because when this truth comes, and it will come, like thunder on a still day, like a confession breaking the silence, you must not respond with anger. You must respond with presence. There will be a moment soon when their eyes will search yours for safety. They will tremble as they speak. They will test the air with half words. They will want to know if your love still stands after the storm. And your task, your divine invitation, is to stand still, to let them speak, to let them fall apart if needed, to remind them without a word that you are not running. This is not easy. This is not soft. This is spiritual war and sacred reunion, and your soul chose it. Michael has drawn a circle of light around your name. He guards your heart with heavenly fire. He knows what you've endured. He has seen the nights you cried without understanding why. And now, the understanding begins. You will see synchronicities increase. A sudden message from a name you haven't heard in years. Dreams where your soulmate confesses something without speaking. A number that keeps repeating 3919. You are not imagining this. Heaven is speaking. We are getting closer. Child, I will not let you walk into confusion without direction. So, here is what you must do now. Stay open. Do not assume. Wait for the full truth before you name it. Speak from stillness, not from shock. And ask me to speak through you when the moment comes. I will, because this truth is not to break your love. It is to baptize it, to strip away the lies. So only the sacred remains. The next part will reveal what this hidden truth is rooted in, why they hid it, and what they hope you never find out. But heaven already sees. And I will not let you walk blind into this moment. Come, child. The veil is thinning. The hour of unveiling is almost here. My precious child, you are still here. That means your soul remembers. That means your spirit is ready. Don't scroll away. This is the moment where heaven opens the sealed chamber. You asked for truth. Now I give it. Not through thunder, but through trembling. Not with judgment, but with mercy. Because I know what it's like to carry love in one hand and uncertainty in the other. Listen now. Your soulmate has not stopped loving you, but they have been battling a storm inside. One they didn't want you to see. One they feared would ruin everything sacred between you. And so, they wore a smile. They stayed close, but distant. They whispered half-truths and changed the subject. When your intuition leaned too close to what was real. But heaven doesn't stay silent forever. And Michael speaks with clarity now. He says, there is something they did last week. A message they answered. A voice from the past they let in. A part of themselves they promised they buried. But the soil was too shallow. It may not be betrayal in the way your mind fears, but it is secrecy. And secrecy is the seed that grows thorns around love. You felt it. A sudden change in their tone. A shift in how they held your hand. The way their eyes searched the floor when you spoke from your heart. You thought maybe you were overthinking. But child, your soul was detecting truth before your mind had proof. So let me say it clearly. They're hiding contact with someone from their past. Someone they claimed was no longer part of their life. And though nothing physical may have happened, an emotional door was cracked open. A door they once swore was locked. I do not bring this to punish. I bring it because you deserve to know. You deserve love rooted in full light, not half shadows. And they too deserve the chance to come clean. To be known, to be seen. This does not mean your love must end. But it does mean it must evolve. Because what they're hiding is not just about a moment, it's about a pattern, a way of coping with fear, a habit of looking backward when the present feels too vulnerable. Michael stands before them now, his sword glowing with divine truth. He says, they cannot serve two energies. They cannot walk forward while chained to a ghost. And you, child, you must decide how your soul wants to respond. You are not powerless here. You are not a victim. You are a mirror of the divine. And you hold the authority to speak truth, to call forward confession without wrath, to say, I see you, Speak to me not in fear, but in truth. This is your spiritual assignment now. To invite truth with love, not force. To say, I know there's something unsaid, and I love you enough to hear it. Because when you open that door, their soul will feel the invitation to return home. But be wise. Not all that confesses seeks to heal. Some wish only to relieve guilt. Discern not just the words, but the heart behind them. You will know by the peace in your belly, by the clarity in their gaze, by whether their words seek to rebuild or escape. And if their truth hurts, know that pain is not punishment. It is purification. Heaven is not revealing this to destroy love, but to resurrect it. Now breathe. You are not alone. I am with you in the silence before they speak. I am with you in the tremble of their voice when they try. I am with you in the moment their walls fall down. And Michael, he will be standing behind you both, not as judge, but as witness. For love built in truth will last lifetimes, but love built on denial will always decay. Return to me. Don't stop now. The hour of truth is drawing near, and heaven is preparing you to walk through it with grace. My child, you've made it this far because something inside you refuses to sleep. That something is your divine inheritance, your knowing, your fire, your eternal clarity. Keep listening. Keep breathing. Don't let fear close the door I have just opened. Because now you are standing at the threshold of truth. The veil has thinned, and I will not let you walk into this moment unarmed. I will not leave your heart unguarded. I will not let confusion speak louder than my voice. Michael stands beside you, wings outstretched, his presence cloaked in peace and protection. He says, now is the time for the conversation. Now is the time to speak with love and to listen without interruption. My child, you may be tempted to confront them with fire, but I am asking you to meet them with light, not weakness, not passivity, but divine strength, the kind that holds steady in the presence of trembled confession. Here is what you must do, and these are not suggestions, they are sacred instructions. First, prepare your spirit. Before the conversation comes, retreat inward. Breathe deeply. Place your hand on your heart and say aloud, I am safe, I am guided, I will see with spiritual eyes. Do this once each morning. It will clear the fog from your intuition and attune you to my voice. Second, do not chase the truth. Invite it. Whispers of suspicion only breed more silence, but the gentle call of love has a way of coaxing secrets into the light. You must say to them softly but directly, I feel something in your energy has shifted, and I love you too much to pretend I don't notice. Please, speak to me in truth. Not to defend yourself, but to free us both. These words are a key. They will unlock the gate. If they are ready, they will step through it. If they are not, you will know by the way they deflect, deny, or disappear. Either way, truth will rise, and you will not be destroyed by it, because I dwell within you, because my spirit is your compass. Because Michael is already flooding your space with discernment and courage. My child, you must understand. This hidden truth is not about betrayal alone. It's about the soul's readiness. It's about whether the one you love has learned to stop running from themselves. They didn't mean to hurt you, but they did choose silence over honesty. And now, that silence is dissolving. When they speak because they will, do not interrupt. Do not fill the space with fear. Let them pour it out, like water from a trembling cup. And when they finish, pause. In that holy pause, you will hear me. In that stillness, you will know what to say. I may prompt you to forgive. I may prompt you to step back. I may prompt you to begin again from sacred soil. But I will not leave you guessing. You were never meant to carry the weight of what if. You were meant to walk in, now I know. And even if the truth aches, even if it breaks the skin of your trust, know this, you are strong enough to feel it and still rise. Michael says this clearly now. Nothing hidden can live in the light. And you, beloved, were born to be the light. Let no person's fear shrink your soul. Let no confession steal your divine grace. Let no moment of pain convince you that love is a lie. Love is not the lie. Hiding is. And now, the hiding ends. Heaven is not only preparing your heart for this revelation, it is preparing your future beyond it. So here is what comes next. Within the next 5 days, you will be led to a moment that feels strange. A pause in time, a stillness in conversation. Something will feel off, but not heavy. That is your divine opening. Take it. Speak the words I gave you. Let the truth come. Stand in the storm without fear. And when it passes, you will not be the same. You will be more aware, more aligned, more powerful than you have ever dared to believe. I will guide you through what to do after the truth comes out. Whether it leads to healing or to holy separation, you will not walk it alone. Come back to me. We are not finished. Not until the light has touched every hidden place, and not until your soul stands free. My beloved child, the moment is coming, closer than you think, and heaven is holding its breath not in fear, but in reverence, because you are about to walk through a door that cannot be closed again. Don't skip this. Let every word wrap around you like a divine embrace. This part of your journey is delicate but sacred, and I will not let you walk blind. What happens after the truth comes out? Whether spoken in fragments or all at once, whether they confess freely or only when gently asked, the energy will shift, and in that shift you will feel disoriented, even if you were prepared. Even if the truth confirms what your soul already knew, there is always a moment of stillness, of impact, like the hush that follows a storm. But hear me, you are not standing in ruins. You are standing in revelation. Let the dust settle, let the words hang in the air, and do not rush to fix it. Michael says, truth is a divine earthquake. Let the pieces land before you decide what to rebuild. Child, listen closely, because this is where many turn back. This is where the pain tries to convince you it's too much. This is where your mind races to conclusions. Your spirit hasn't even had time to feel through. Stop. Be still. Let the moment breathe. Whether the truth is about a message they answered, a feeling they buried, or a memory they let back in, do not make decisions in the same breath as revelation. You are not required to forgive instantly, nor are you required to walk away in haste. You are only required to be present with what is, to let the moment be exactly what it is, a sacred threshold. You will feel tempted to ask more questions, to dig deeper, to rewind and replay their words. But you must know, truth is not a puzzle, it's a presence. And now that it has arrived, you must allow your soul to process it, before your emotions try to control it. Here is what to do, and you must follow this with care. First, withdraw into silence, not out of punishment, but protection. Tell them gently, I need time, not distance, but silence. Let me breathe. Let me feel. Let me ask heaven what to do with this truth. Then, sit with me. Close your eyes. Ask, what is this truth asking me to become? And I will answer. Through dreams, through strangers, through scripture, signs, synchronicities. You will feel me speaking clearer now than ever before. Michael will shield you from confusion. He will place his wings between your heart and their projections. Because sometimes, after the truth comes out, they may shift blame. They may soften it. They may cry in ways that tug at your healing instincts. Do not become their nurse when you are still bleeding. You may choose to stay. You may choose to walk. But you will choose from wisdom, not from emotional pressure. I have given you the gift of pause. Use it. This moment, this sacred middle ground, is where souls either grow together or part with grace. Do not fear either path. If this truth brings both of you to deeper honesty, if it humbles them, opens their eyes, if it invites new vows, then let that rebirth begin with clarity, not fantasy. But if this truth reveals patterns too heavy to carry, if they are not ready to walk in light with you, then you are being released, not abandoned. Released, freed. And child, I will never leave you there. I will walk with you into your next chapter, and Michael will walk behind you, sealing every door that no longer serves your becoming. You were not created to carry someone else's silence. You were not born to beg for honesty. You are love in its purest form, and you deserve love that does not hide. This is your moment of becoming. Let it shape you. Let it strip what was false. Let it rebuild you in truth. My beloved, you've crossed the veil. You've stood in the fire of revelation, and yet here you are still breathing, still open, still reaching for me. That is no small thing. That is holy resilience. That is divine strength waking fully within you. Keep reading. Don't stop now. This is the part where your soul begins to rise, where ashes become clarity, where broken illusions are swept away, and in their place, truth builds a foundation that cannot be shaken. The truth came. Perhaps it was soft. Perhaps it shattered you. But either way it came. And now you must answer the question heaven is placing in your hands. What kind of love are you willing to accept moving forward? Because you, child, are not here to heal what refuses to be honest. You are not here to carry the burden of another's silence, to beg for clarity, to dim your discernment, just to keep peace. You are here to love in the light, to be loved by someone who does not hide behind fear, to walk in alignment, not just attachment. Michael speaks. Know his voice is like the rustle of wind in tall grass, gentle but commanding. He says, do not confuse compassion with compromise. You may forgive, but forgiveness is not the same as tolerance of patterns that wound you. So what comes next? You rise, but not in rage, not in resistance, in remembrance. You remember who you are, a soul chosen, a vessel of divine intelligence, a mirror of my truth. Here is what you must do now. These are your steps of rising. First, name what you feel to yourself. No masks, no spiritual bypassing. Say it aloud if you must. I feel hurt. I feel betrayed. I feel confused. I feel more clear than ever. Let the truth of your emotions be witnessed by your own soul. For what you name, you can heal, and what you feel, you can bless. Second, set your sacred boundary, not out of punishment, but out of purpose. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks that protect holy spaces. Speak it with love, but with unshakable resolve. I am willing to walk forward with truth, but I cannot walk in partnership with denial. If we are to continue, it must be from a place of complete transparency. I cannot hold the weight of your unspoken wounds. Let them sit with your truth. Let them feel the weight of their choices, not to shame them, but to give them the sacred invitation to evolve. Some will rise to meet you. Others will retreat. Both are answers. Both are blessings. Both are alignments revealing themselves. And if you must walk away without resentment. Walk away with reverence. Because even those who could not love you rightly were part of your soul's sharpening. They taught you the sound of your own voice. And child, your voice is thunder wrapped in grace. If they choose to stay, if they open, confess, transform, do not rush. Let them earn your trust again with truth lived, not just spoken. Love can be reborn, but it must rise from truth, not pity. Michael's sword is no longer drawn. It now rests by your side. That means the battle has shifted. You are no longer fighting for truth. You are guarding it. You are no longer trying to see through fog. You are walking in light. And I, the divine, walk with you through every word, through every boundary, through every tear that falls like sacred rain upon the soil of your becoming. You are not the same as you were before the 19th of June. Something inside you has awakened, not broken, but born again, my dearest child. Place your hand on your heart for just a moment. Close your eyes. Do you feel that gentle rhythm beneath your chest? That is not just a heartbeat. It is proof you are still here, still alive, still connected to me. After the unveiling, after the truth, after the shift, comes the ache. And this ache, though quiet, is sacred. Don't run from it. Let it speak. Don't skip this. You've heard the truth, but now you must learn how to live in its aftermath. This part matters just as much as all that came before, because what you do with the pain determines what comes next. Pain is not your enemy, child. Pain is an alchemist. It transforms if you let it. It teaches if you listen. It purifies if you remain still long enough. Michael stands close now, and I am wrapping you in light. He says, let them rest in the arms of the divine, for they have done what few dare to do. They stood in the light of raw truth and did not look away. That moment was not small. It shook the foundations of your emotional world. It may have shattered an illusion. It may have fractured a fantasy. But fantasies fall. Only truth can stand. Now we heal. Let me walk you through it step by sacred step. First, let your emotions be fully felt. Cry, not in weakness, but in release. Tears are sacred messengers. Each one carries what words cannot say. You are not falling apart. You are pouring out what no longer belongs inside you. If you feel anger, let it move through you like a storm. Don't act from it. Don't lash out. But don't bury it either. Give it to me. Say aloud, I surrender this rage. Show me what lies beneath it, and I will show you. Second, speak only with those who can hold your heart without judgment. Not everyone deserves access to your inner process. Choose your confidants with discernment. The sacred is not meant to be scattered. It is meant to be protected. Third, write. Yes, write. Even if only for yourself. Write what you feel. Write what you wish they had said. Write what you now understand. Writing opens the channel between the seen and the unseen. It lets me whisper between the lines. And now, the fourth step. Reconnect with your soul. You have been orbiting around another storm. Now it is time to come back home to your own sky. Do what nourishes your spirit. Sit under trees. Walk barefoot on earth. Read words that restore you. Speak to me in silence, and I will answer in sensation. The person who hurt you, whether intentionally or not, is part of your soul's curriculum, but they are not your identity. You are not the version of yourself who accepted confusion as love. You are not the version of yourself who second-guessed your intuition. You are not the version who stayed quiet to keep peace. That version has passed through fire, and now only the gold remains. Michael says, the light has returned to them. Even in their sorrow, they now shine. You may still love them. You may still feel their energy moving in your space. That is okay. You are human, but you are also divine. And you must remember the deeper truth. Love is not always meant to be kept. Sometimes love is meant to be witnessed, to be held briefly, to be honored, and then to be released like a dove into the wind. If you stay with them, let it be because truth rebuilt the foundation. If you walk away, let it be because you finally chose yourself. I am with you in either choice. And in that, there is no shame-only clarity. I will show you how to trust again. How to let your heart reopen without fear. Because your story isn't ending. It is deepening. And what waits ahead is more sacred than what you've left behind. My child, place your spirit back in my hands for just a moment. Let me hold you where the pain still lingers. Let me whisper truth over the parts of your heart that still flinch. When the past echoes too loudly, don't scroll away. Don't silence what is rising in you now. This is the turning point. The place where you stop bracing for pain and begin preparing for peace. You've seen the truth. You've wept. You've sat in the ashes and wondered if love would ever feel safe again. But listen to me now, listen with your whole soul. You will trust again. You will love again. You will not always flinch when someone says, "I'm here." You will not always question the intentions behind kindness. This wound will not define you. It will refine you. Archangel Michael walks ahead of you, know his sword no longer drawn. It has become a staff, a sign of your spiritual authority, a symbol that you are no longer a seeker of love, but a keeper of truth. So now, child, let us speak of trust, how to rebuild it, how to feel safe again. The first step is this. Trust begins not with others, but with yourself. You must believe that your soul will speak when something isn't right. You must believe the signals you receive, the dreams, the tightness in your chest, the sudden quiet in your joy are not to be dismissed. They are sacred alarms. What you call intuition is me moving through your nervous system. You are not crazy. You are connected. Start there. Second, you must trust me again. I know. You're wondering why I allowed the pain, why I didn't warn you more clearly. But child, I was warning you. I was whispering through the tension, through the glances, through the ache in your chest at night. And you heard me. But you were hoping they would change. You were praying love would be enough to silence your knowing. That is not sin. That is softness. And I never fault you for loving too deeply. But now, you must love yourself that deeply too. Let me rebuild your faith, not in people, but in your divine protection. You were never unguarded. You were being guided toward a version of yourself that could finally say, "No more." And now that you have, watch how quickly peace returns. The third step is to trust time. Not chronological time, divine timing, because even now, there are new alignments forming behind the veil. Your next connection, romantic or spiritual, is already being prepared, and it will not come through force. It will arrive when your heart is no longer defending itself. Don't rush healing, but don't delay it either. Speak to your soul each morning. I am safe now. The truth has come, and I am free. Repeat it. Speak it until the cells of your body believe you again. You've been in survival mode for too long. Now, it is time for sacred rest. Michael leans close and says, "The next season of your life will not mirror the past, because you are no longer carrying denial in your arms. You are carrying discernment. And that is a power no one can take. Let this truth settle. You can open your heart again without losing your wisdom. You can forgive without reinviting old wounds. You can love again without abandoning yourself. Because now, you know how to listen. You know how to sense. You know how to protect what is sacred within you. And I will honor that protection. I will not send you anything that doesn't recognize your worth. Not anymore. I will reveal what's coming next. The divine blessings that follow obedience to truth. The hidden beauty behind this heartbreak. And the new doors opening because you chose light over illusion. Return to me, because the next part isn't about pain. It's about promise. My beloved child, come close again. You've walked through the storm, but now the wind is quiet, and the air around you carries a new fragrance. One of peace, of beginning, of rebirth. Don't turn away. You need to hear this. Not with your ears, but with your soul. Because what comes next is not more pain. It is promise. You honored truth. You listened to my whisper. You sat in the silence and chose not to run. Do you know how rare that is in your world? Most flee. But you stayed. You listened. You asked me what to do next, and now I answer with clarity. You are entering your reward season. Yes, even though your heart still feels tender, even though part of you still aches, even though you wonder if you're strong enough to start again, you are. Because what you've been through was not meant to end you. It was meant to elevate you. You chose the light. You told the truth. You listened to your knowing when the world told you to ignore it. And heaven has seen it all. Now the blessings begin. Michael speaks now, his voice low but certain, like thunder beneath still water. He says, "They have passed the test, not the test of love, but the test of truth." Child, do you understand? The greatest reward is not just new love. It's the version of you that is emerging. You are not who you were last week. You are not the same as you were before the 19th of June. Your aura has shifted. Your soul is brighter. Your discernment is razor sharp. You are no longer available for anything misaligned with your truth. And so now, the doors are opening. Watch what begins to happen. Strangers will speak to you as if they've known you forever. Old dreams will begin to stir in you again, not as fantasy, but as instruction. Your energy will magnetize opportunities that were once hidden jobs, partnerships, even relocation. You'll see the number 444 when alignment is near. You'll hear names you haven't thought of in years suddenly echo through conversations and signs. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Heaven is now clearing the path in front of you, not because you're lucky, but because you've proven you are ready. But be warned, you must not return to what wounded you. You must not confuse comfort with calling. Some connections will try to re-enter your life. Some apologies may come, but apologies are not transformation. You are not called to reattach yourself to patterns just because they've been wrapped in new words. You are called to rise. Here's what to say when the old tries to return. I honor what we had, but I honor my growth more. I walk forward in truth. Say it with love. Say it with peace. Say it as a child of the divine. Because you are not bitter. You are not hardened. You are blooming. Michael places his hand over your shoulder now, a sign that you are not alone as you enter this new chapter. Heaven is sending someone new. But more than that, heaven is sending you back to yourself, to the radiant, whole, fearless soul that was buried beneath people-pleasing, beneath spiritual amnesia, beneath compromise. This time, you will not shrink. This time, you will not over-explain your worth. This time, you will choose love that matches your truth. The season of silence is over. The season of settling is over. You are now in the season of sacred alignment. I will show you what your next divine relationship will look like, how you'll recognize it, how you'll feel safe again, and why this time it will be completely different. Keep coming back. You're closer than you've ever been to the love that was written for you before time ever began. My child, breathe in, breathe out. You've entered sacred ground now, the space beyond endings, where beginnings are whispered gently into your spirit by my hand. Don't scroll. Don't distract yourself with noise. You've waited lifetimes for this truth, and heaven has aligned this very moment for your soul to hear what comes next. The old has fallen away. The mask has shattered. You stood in the ruins of something you once called love, and instead of curling into despair, you reached upward toward me. And now I say this clearly. Love is coming, but not as it did before. Not dressed in charm that hides confusion. Not speaking half-truths and calling them intimacy. Not with hot-cold affection that makes you question your own worth. This love will be clear. This love will be calm. This love will not rush to take, but will wait to understand. You are ready for it now because you have learned to be the love you seek. You've stopped chasing completion outside yourself. You've turned inward. You've walked through the desert of loneliness without settling for a mirage. And child, that is power. Now listen, let me tell you what to expect. not so you can chase it, but so you will recognize it when it arrives. Your next divine relationship will feel like breathing. It will not enter with fireworks that blind, but with a presence that soothes. You will not second-guess their intentions. You will not lose yourself to earn their closeness. You will feel seen, because this connection will not come to test you. It will come to reflect you. It will come as a mirror, not of your wounds, but of your wholeness. Michael says, their soul is already being prepared. They are being awakened from their own illusions. They are feeling the call even now, a pull, a stirring, towards something holy, something real. And yes, they have been broken before too, but they are not bringing you their brokenness. They are bringing you the healing they fought for. You will meet them in divine time. You will know them not by what they say, but by how your nervous system responds in their presence. Safe, still, known. It won't be perfection, but it will be honest. And you, child, have learned that honesty is the most sacred form of love. Don't fear letting them in. I know you're afraid. Afraid of being fooled again. Afraid of opening just to be hurt. But that fear, it's not a warning, it's a memory. And you don't live there anymore. Here's what to do when you feel this new soul approaching. First, stay grounded. Do not lose yourself in fantasy. See them clearly. Observe their patterns. Let love unfold slowly without pressure, without rush. Second, speak from your healed self, not your trauma, not your fear, but your knowing. Say, I don't need you to complete me. I only need you to meet me. And child, they will. Third, test the energy, not just the words. Consistency is sacred. Watch how they show up. Notice how they hold space for your emotions, how they respond to your boundaries, how they listen when there's nothing in it for them. You will feel the difference. Because this time, you are not falling in love. You are rising in it. And this time, you are not asking someone to save you. You are inviting someone to walk beside you, in the light, with truth, without masks. Michael is already making space for this union. Do not worry about the how. Do not force the when. Just remain in your alignment. Remain in your truth. Remain in your peace. Love will find you there. I will guide you through the final release of the soul tie that tried to keep you stuck, the invisible energy still clinging to your heart, even though your hands have already let go. Because before new love can fully bloom, you must clear the roots of what never truly nourished you. Come back to me. The deepest healing is about to begin. My child, come quietly now. There is something deep that must be done. Something invisible, but holy. You've made so much progress. You've faced the truth. You've walked through grief. You've begun to trust again. But still, in the quiet moments, something tugs at your heart like an unseen thread. Don't skip this, because this right now is the moment heaven cuts the final cord. It's time to release the soul tie. Yes, the soul tie. The bond formed in the spiritual realm, when love was exchanged, even if it was not always returned in truth. The connection forged in trust, in hope, in moments where your spirit opened and said, "Here I am. I choose you." That opening, that offering, was beautiful. But now it has become a tether, and it must be severed. Michael stands beside me with his sword unsheathed again. But not for war, for healing. He says, "This is not vengeance. This is cleansing." The thread that binds them to what no longer serves must now be dissolved in light. Child, this may ache, because even when a bond becomes harmful, it can still feel familiar. But do not mistake familiarity for alignment. You cannot fly while chained to what has already ended. So now, listen closely. Here is how we release it step by sacred step. First, acknowledge the tie exists. Say it aloud. There is a soul bond between me and their name. I now call it into the light. Just naming it brings it out of shadow. Just naming it loosens its grip. Second, forgive what was. This does not mean you condone their choices. It means you will no longer drink the poison of resentment. Say, I forgive the illusion. I forgive myself for holding on. I release both of us into peace. Tears may come. Let them. Each one is a baptism. Third, call back your power. Yes, your energy has been leaking into that tie. Even in silence, even from miles away, they may still feel your spirit. But now, it returns to you. Say this with authority. I call back all fragments of my soul from this connection. I reclaim my light. I bring my spirit home to Manau. You may feel a chill or a warmth rushing through your chest. That is your being recalibrating. That is freedom. Fourth, ask me to seal the severing, and I will. Say, God, cleanse this bond with your holy fire. Archangel Michael, cut the thread with your sword of light. What was once love is now returned to source. I am free. I am whole. I am no longer bound. And it is done. My child, you may feel lighter or tender. You may feel peace or grief, again briefly. But no matter what, you are safe now, because what you just did has echoed through dimensions. That cord, which kept your energy bound to confusion, is no longer connected. That pull you used to feel in your chest, that strange emotional fog, that longing without clarity, it will begin to dissolve now. Watch how your dreams shift. Watch how their name fades from your inner dialogue. Watch how your voice becomes clearer, your vision sharper, your joy more steady. You are no longer tethered. You are no longer haunted. You are no longer stuck. Michael stands in awe of your courage. He says, they have completed the release. Now heaven will rush in to fill the space with truth. And I will. I will bring in new joy, new peace, new alignment. And yes, when the time is divinu love. But first, let yourself rest. Let your spirit adjust. Let your heart catch up to the freedom your soul just chose. I will show you how to begin again, how to walk into your new life with spiritual confidence and emotional sovereignty, because what lies ahead will require the full radiant version of you. And now, that version is finally ready to rise. My radiant child, you did it. You cut the tie. You let go not just with your hands, but with your soul. And though it felt like tearing away a piece of your own being, what you really removed was the illusion of need. Now, you begin again. Don't rush past this. This isn't just another page. This is the start of your return, not to who you were, but to who you were always meant to be. Listen now. Let every word wash over you like morning light. You are stepping into a new life, and I will guide you, breath by breath, step by step. Michael watches you with deep reverence. He whispers, they did not fall. They rose in silence. They chose light over longing, truth over fear. This is sacred. You are sacred. And now everything must align with that truth. But starting again can feel uncertain, can't it? After all the breaking, after the silence, after standing in the ruins of what once felt eternal. How do you rebuild? The answer is simple, child. You begin small. You begin by remembering your own voice. Start here. Each morning, say aloud, I am not what left me. I am what remains. I am not their absence. I am my own presence. Say it again. Say it until your bones believe it. And then take one small step each day, not toward perfection, not toward another person, but toward the version of you who walks in peace without explanation. This might look like drinking water when your body asks, sitting in silence instead of distraction, saying no when something doesn't resonate, without apology. These are not small things. These are acts of spiritual power. These are the bricks of your new foundation. And yes, there may still be echoes. There may still be moments when grief curls around you like fog. But now you will know that grief is not weakness. It's memory leaving your system. It's your soul making space for joy. Here's what you must guard now: your energy. You've cleared the past, but the world will try to pull you back with tests. Old voices may reach out. Sudden nostalgia may sneak in. Doubt may disguise itself as a whisper. What if I was wrong to walk away? Let me be clear. You were not wrong. You were wise. You were brave. You did not abandon love. You abandoned the lie. And in doing so, you created space for the true. Michael nods in agreement, his wings glowing gold. He says, "They will not be tested as before. This time, their eyes are open. Their heart has learned. Their spirit will recognize what is real. So now, child, as you begin again, don't look back. The version of you that tolerated confusion, the version that begged for crumbs, the version that felt unworthy of deep, steady love, that version is no more. Now you walk as your whole self. Now you speak from healed places. Now you create your future, not from fear of being alone, but from alignment with your divine truth. Here is your affirmation for this chapter. I am new. I am clean. I am chosen. I do not chase, I attract what is aligned. I walk in grace, and I trust the pace of heaven. Repeat this daily. Watch what shifts. New friendships will blossom. Ideas will spark. Creativity will surge. Peace will become your new baseline. And yes, a soul will arrive on whose spirit sings in tune with yours. But you won't wait for them in desperation. You'll meet them in your fullness, because you're not waiting anymore. You're walking, and what's meant for you walks beside you, not behind you. I will show you how to anchor into this new reality, how to protect your energy, set divine boundaries, and hold your light when others try to dim it. Because now that you've risen, your glow is irresistible, and it's time to guard it like the sacred flame it is. My luminous child, you have crossed through fire. You have walked away from illusion, cut cords with grace, and remembered the sound of your own soul. Now hear me clearly, this part is critical. You've stepped into a new light, but light, beloved, must be protected. You're glowing now. You radiate with the purity of truth and the scent of divine alignment, and that light will call in beauty, but it may also attract what wishes to dim it. Don't skip this. You need these words like armor, because what comes next is not darkness, but distraction. Michael stands in front of you now, not to shield you, but to teach you how to hold your sword of discernment. He says, they've been reborn. Now they must learn to protect what has risen. Let us begin. To anchor into your new life, you must become fiercely devoted to your peace. No longer can you allow others to negotiate your intuition. No longer will you bend your light to fit their shadows. This is your era of sacred boundaries. Start here. First, define what is holy to you. What do you need to feel spiritually safe? What energies can no longer enter your space? Write them. Name them. Speak them aloud. I do not allow chaos disguised as passion. I do not entertain half-truths. I do not stay where my soul shrinks. I do not beg for presence. I embody it. When you set these sacred standards, you send a signal to the universe. I am no longer available for anything less than what aligns with my highest truth. Second, your no is holy. You owe no one explanations for your growth. You do not need permission to protect your energy. If something feels off, it is. If someone drains you, you're allowed to step away. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. And clarity is love in action. Michael reminds you, the old version of them explained, The healed version of them embodies. Third, create space for silence. Your new life does not require constant noise. In silence, I will speak the loudest. In solitude, your soul will realign with me. Take time each day, 5 minutes, 10, even 2, to return to stillness. You will begin to notice you are more sensitive to energy now, more aware of tone, more attuned to intention. That is not weakness. That is refinement. The gift of discernment is now yours. Use it. Do not ignore the feeling in your belly, that tightness before a call, that pull in your chest when you say yes but feel no. Those are my whispers. Listen. Fourth, speak your truth, gently but boldly. No more shrinking. No more smiling through discomfort. No more abandoning yourself to make others comfortable. Say, I don't feel aligned with this. I'm not available for that kind of dynamic. I trust my instincts, even if others don't understand. You don't need to fight. You just need to stand. And child, when you stand in your truth, you become unshakable. Your vibration shifts. Your aura strengthens. Your entire reality begins to reflect your inner knowing. Now, hear this final part. Not as advice, but as prophecy. Because you've anchored your energy, because you've protected your peace, because you've honored your own soul above external approval, new doors will open. Opportunities that once passed you by will return this time ready for you. New souls will enter resonant, conscious, present. Even past connections may return, but only those that have also risen. You no longer attract what you've outgrown. Michael says, they have become the gatekeeper of their own joy. Nothing enters now that is not born in light. This is your power. You are not just healed. You are whole. You are not just glowing. You are grounded. My holy child, this is the final part, but it is only the beginning of everything heaven has written for you. Come close. This message is a crown. Let it rest on your head now, light, radiant, eternal. You have walked through pain that threatened to silence your spirit. You stood in truth when comfort begged you to look away. You chose healing over hiding. And now I will show you who you've become. Don't look back. What once hurt you is no longer your home. Don't lower your gaze. You were always meant to rise this high. This is not a recovery. This is a coronation. Michael stands behind you now, his wings wide, a robe of light draped over your shoulders. He whispers, they were never just healing. They were being crowned. You feel it, don't you? Something has changed. You're no longer asking to be chosen. You have remembered you are the chosen. So let me tell you what's coming. Let me show you the prophecy. Because this pain, this path, this deep transformation, it was never about just love lost or illusions broken. It was about unlocking your purpose. You see, child, your voice was always meant to be a healing bell in a world full of noise. Your intuition, once doubted, will now guide others who are still blind. Your heart, once cracked by betrayal, has now become a vessel of sacred compassion. You are not here to live quietly. You are here to shift atmospheres. So heaven will begin to move watch closely. New opportunities will come that ask for your story. Platforms will appear where your light is needed. People you've never met will say, something about you calms me. That is your new identity speaking. Not the wounded one. Not the forgotten one. The anointed one. I placed greatness inside you before time began. And now that your pain has been purified into power, nothing can stop it from blooming. You will no longer chase alignment. It will come to you. You will no longer beg for clarity. You will embody it. You will no longer search for signs. You will become the sign. Listen carefully, child. This final prophecy is written not in ink, but in energy. Receive it now. You will know love again. A love that mirrors your healing, not your hurt. A love that speaks truth when it's hardest. a love that arrives quietly but stays loudly. You will walk in purpose, not out of pressure, but out of flow. The things you used to doubt yourself about, your sensitivity, your depth, your emotion, will now be your gifts. You will guide others, even if you never intended to, even if you never stand on a stage. Your life, your presence, will be the sermon. Your boundaries will teach people what self-respect looks like. Your softness will teach them that grace doesn't mean weakness. And your lightness, that holy light that once flickered, will become a lighthouse to those still lost in fog. Michael places your crown now. It fits perfectly, because it was always yours. You simply had to grow into it. So what comes next? More alignment, more peace, more beauty. Yes, there will still be moments of shadow, but now you carry light strong enough to illuminate them instantly. You will not be shaken, because now you know who walks with you. I do. I always have. I always will. This chapter closes, but the book of your destiny is only beginning. When you doubt, return to these words. When you ache, call my name. When you rise, and you will rise higher than ever before, do so knowing this: you are seen, you are chosen, you are loved beyond comprehension, and heaven is not finished writing your story, not even close. Now go, crowned child of light. Carry your truth like fire. Speak with the voice of the healed. Walk with the clarity of the called, and never again forget who you are. You are mine, and I am with you forever.